All right, now we're going to use a calculator to evaluate expressions. And this is really important, so hopefully you will make sure to follow along. You have to remember this. There's no secant, cosecant, or cotangent button on your calculators because it costs money. Those are you have to know what the inverses of those are. So I'm going to go ahead and write those up here so that we can see them as we go to work it. Secant will have to be 1 divided by cosine of 58 degrees. Enter, because that is the reciprocal, this one here. You can do cosine of 58, enter, and then you have to hit the x -1 button. I don't particularly like that method. I prefer the 1 divided by cosine 58. Just that's me personally. Cosecant will be 1 divided by sine of 137 here, and then cotangent will be 1 divided by tangent, like in this particular case, the -39 degrees. And we'll go show these all here on the calculator to show you how to do that. I wanted to write that up there so that you could see those beforehand, and we'll demonstrate it. So here we go. Secant. First thing we do is we can turn it on. We need to go check our mode because most calculators open in radians, so I need to change it to degrees. So now then we'll get out of this particular function. And it said there's no secant button on the calculator, it's only sine, cosine, and tangent. So I'm going to go over here to do secant. Its reciprocal is cosine. So I'm going to go 1 divided by cosine 58 degrees. It's automatically degrees. I don't have to hit this right here. You can if you want. Enter. And the answer is that 1.887. And if I round it, it will become 1. All right? To do cosecant of 137, there's no cosecant button. It's 1 divided by sine. So I'm going to go 1 divided by sine. This time 137. Enter. I'll close it up so it looks nicer. And it's 1.46627. There we go. That's the answer right there. And then to do the cotangent, ready to follow. There's no cotangent button, so I'm going to go 1 divided by tangent, and I'm at -39. I'll go ahead and close it off. Enter. It's -1.234, and you can round that to 9. All right? And then the last one's really easy. It's just cosine 153. Enter. And we have those values right there. So kind of want to make sure that we have what we're looking for. This is how you do the degrees. All right? Now notice here, these next ones are in what? Radians. There's no degree sign. That's how I know it's a radian. So I'm going to go to my mode. I'm going to go now back and change it to radians. All right? Now I'm going to get out of here. And I'm just going to do sine 1.2, enter, and it's 0.9320, right there as you can see that. Okay? The next one's tangent. We do have a tangent button, so I'm just going to go tangent 2.40, enter. And notice this one's -0.9160. Now remember, there's no cosecant. If you go back up here, cosecant was the 1 divided by sine. So I'm going to go 1 divided by sine for cosecant, because that's its reciprocal, of -2.25. Close it off. Enter. So it's -1.285. Right there. The next one we have here is secant. Secant, if you remember, is 1 divided by cosine. So I'm going to go 1 divided by cosine 1.35. Enter. It's 4.566. You can round that to 1. All right. Now look back. My next one's 74 degrees. So guess what I'm going to do? I've got to go to my mode, change it back to a degree. Get out of here. And now there's no cotangent, but that's 1 divided by tangent. So I'm going to go 1 divided by tangent, 217, enter, and there's my answer. I'm also going to show this here. You can do this, like this particular problem right here. You can do tangent 217. I didn't show this on the others, right? But then you have to hit enter, but then you have to hit your x negative 1 button for your answer, and it gives me the same 1.3270. No, it's exactly the same, but I don't like this one because a lot of times people get this number right here and then they forget. That's why I prefer the 1 divided by to do the work first. So those would be the answers to those particular problems as you were looking up here at the screen for those. Don't forget, you need to make sure to check whether it was degrees or radians, and you may have to turn your calculator around on different spots.